everyone. Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Chaldeans. I'm Anthony Toma, my co-host Junior Binno. We have Greg Sheena here from TicketFixPro.com. He's here to kind of talk about his brand, his law firm, and a lot about his Harleys too. Thanks for joining us, Greg.
Thank you for having me, gentlemen.
Yep.
Big homie.
So tell us a little bit about Ticket Fix Pro and what people should know about it, how people get in touch with you, and all that good stuff.
So I've been an attorney for about 8 years.
Okay.
We created Ticket Fix Pro 2 years ago. Basically, what we do is we handle traffic tickets, misdemeanors, and felonies. What most people, they don't understand is that when you take an attorney with you, the judge favors you a little bit better. You probably have some relationships with the prosecutors, and it ends up just giving you a better deal. It's very easy to upload a ticket. You can go online, take a picture. It goes right on our website. The second you upload it, we get a copy. We'll call you after probably 25 to 30 minutes.
Oh, nice. That's a pretty quick response there. And also, from my experience bringing an attorney back in the day, maybe 40 years ago when I got my last ticket, because I'm a good law-abiding citizen, they would cut the line for us too, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So you save time, you save money, and you save a lot of grief.
That is correct.
And confusion.
To talk about a little, what you're saying is that when I walk in with an attorney, it gives me more credibility walking in.
Absolutely.
Is that the big? Because I'll give you a scenario of why I'm asking that, but is that what you're pushing more towards? As
most of the time, it gives you a little bit more credibility, and like Anthony said, the most important thing, you get to cut the line.
Yeah. Instead of waiting around with all the lowlifes in there that break the law, shame on you for breaking the law. You get to get in and out pretty much usually most of the time.
Nice. I learned a long time ago. I think I was maybe when I was like 19, 20 years old. I was driving on suspended license, got pulled over, was arrested for that, and then I had to go back to court. Well, I didn't have no attorney with me, thinking, hey, I'm just going to go in, give him the sob story of why and what. Mm-hmm. Omar was with me. He can't drive and so forth. And it didn't go well. No. My car got impounded for 30 days. And I was sitting in jail until someone came and picked me up from just the local department in Oak Park. And it was really all because I did not have an attorney. Thought I could save myself. At that time, it was only like $500, $500, you can get an all-in. I passed on that. And man, I never, ever did that again since that day. I don't care if it was just impeding or whatever. I still would find an attorney to help me out.
Sorry.
So no, you go ahead.
So you mentioned driving on license suspended. Now, there's a few things that an attorney would do to help you out as far as clearing your license up and getting you your full license. And then he would probably go to the prosecutor and get you a better plea that might not show on your record, that the Secretary of State might not see. Because if you had a couple drunk drivings, God forbid, and you got a driver on license suspended, now you can't apply to get a license for another year.
Okay.
Which how many more driving on license suspenders are you going to get?
Right. Yeah, see, so there are things you didn't know.
Yep.
And with an attorney's help, they'll put everything out, make sure that, like you said, reinstate your license, get you a license in good standing. It could be as little as paying a ticket for whatever that you didn't pay. So if you don't know what you don't know, then you obviously you reach out to somebody that does. You also mentioned $500. Is that it's not?
No, well, I'm saying back then when I was 19,
sure. So what's the going rate for like a standard ticket?
Well, driving on a license suspended is a misdemeanor, so it's a little bit, a little bit more serious than a regular traffic ticket.
Absolutely, yeah.
Going rate on a traffic ticket is $250 to $500.
Not bad.
Driving on a license suspended is anywhere from $500 to $1,000.
Yeah, that's
okay. Well, that's good. Well, let's elaborate on that a little bit. So when you look at this, someone thinks, Ticket Fix Pro, okay, ticket. And most people's mind and the conception is that it's a ticket, I was speeding, seatbelt, what have you. This leads into more, right? So you're able to handle things because a lot of times I've seen a standard ticket turns into a felony case, right?
Of course. I mean, if you're not good at the plea bargaining, prosecutors do it all the time. They amend the charge. So let's say you got pulled over for doing 20 over the speed limit.
Yep.
You have a bad record. The officer gives you a break, gives you a 15 over the speed limit.
Sure.
Now you go in there and you give the prosecutor a hard time. They're going to amend the charge back to the 20 over.
Really?
Oh,
Meaning
yeah.
me as an individual, whereas the attorney can come in and smooth things over with the prosecutor?
Most of the times, yes.
Okay. Okay. And so what in that regards to those situations, you go beyond just your standard ticket, because sometimes, again, it could lead into something a little further depending on when you meet the prosecutor and how they're feeling in that moment.
Of course.
What's some of the craziest situations you've seen, like you either felt like, man, this is going to be a tough one, and then it just ended up just changing around when you got to the prosecutor, where somebody was really thinking they were going to be hurting?
Well, some of the toughest situations are mandatory jail sentences. And what I mean by that is, for example, if you get a felony firearm charge, it's a mandatory 2-year in prison. So basically, there's no getting around it unless you get that charge dismissed.
Right.
Which is
It's all or nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no matter what, if you're found guilty on it, 2 years, no negotiations.
Yeah.
You know, and that's our goal, is to get something like that dismissed, where in the plea bargaining, you might take some other type of felony in order to dismiss that felony.
Right.
And
Because that's the one that holds the mandatory jail time.
Exactly.
So I'm driving, and I forgot my CPL is expired. I've got my gun on my hip, and I'm going to work, and I slow roll through the yellow light, and the cop pulls me over, and I've got that on there. What happens next?
Mandatory 2-year felony.
Wow.
Serious? For an expired CPL?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So the difference is, I'll just throw this in light, because you may know, if you have it, like in Michigan, you're an open carry state, for example.
That is correct.
So if I would have to go old school, bullets in the glove box, gun in the trunk.
Yes.
And that's not having a CPL. If I had a CPL and didn't realize it, I'm still shit out of luck, really.
You are SOL, my friend.
That's not good. And it's not the same old Lions either.
It is not.
It's shit out of luck.
It's sad to say, especially in Oakland County. I've seen a 65-year-old gentleman get pulled over, and his CPL was expired by 2 months. He got a felony firearm. Now, were we able to help the guy out? Yes. I mean, are they a little bit more considerate in that type of situation? Yes. But at the end of the day, depending on who the officer is and what happens in the situation, and a lot of times, too, is the person's attitude. One thing I must tell you is, do not give the officer an attitude. The main thing in any stop is, they're not willing to work with you the second they have a little attitude. And even if you hire an attorney, good luck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, we see attitude. Attitude is one thing, but then we see this stuff that goes on on the news where they totally disregard an officer's orders, and then guess what happens? You know, a guy gets shot and killed, or beaten down, or whatever. So just start with respecting the officer.
That is the key. That is the key.
You got two people to go up against. You got that officer that arrested you for the situation or wrote you up, and then you got the prosecutor who they're going to talk to.
Don't forget the judge.
Well, the judge, you're right, the judge too. But the two before we even get to the judge is the two that talk it out beforehand.
Yeah,
of course.
And those two, if they say things went wrong, it doesn't look good at all. And
I'll tell you right now, just with the traffic ticket, it is hard to fight it if the officer does not want to give you a break. It is almost damn near impossible. And
because they can't go against each other. They can't. You know, if the officer says one thing, if the prosecutor says, you know, I know Greg, and you know he's good, and he's saying his client's good, the officer's going to say, no, the guy was an asshole on the fucking road, and that's we're not giving him a break today. He just totally disrespected me.
So what about when days like, let's use a different scenario. As you read in the paper sometimes in the morning when you get up, they'll announce that Michigan State Police and other local sheriff's departments have grouped up to take on certain freeways and what have and other parts to be able to give tickets out knowingly that that's what they're aiming to do that day.
Speed traps.
So exactly that's what I'm going to get to. So when you get to a speed trap, because technically that is, why is there such a discrepancy on that? Man, it's a speed trap. I'm going to be able to get off, I've heard. Or, man, it's a speed trap. I couldn't do nothing about it because it was in the right.
Well, now, like, for example, I was just downtown for court.
Yep.
Speed trap was downtown on Lodge Freeway. They were doing speed traps. They are making it mandatory for the officer to show up to court. A lot of times in Detroit, you will get away with getting a ticket dismissed because the officer doesn't show up. But now with the speed traps, they are making sure that every officer is there. And that is just to enforce Lodge Freeway because everybody does speed on that highway.
Yeah.
We had a store in Detroit. I used to do 100 miles an hour every day on Lodge Freeway. That's
because you woke up early and wanted to get there early, right?
right. Yeah.
Go for it.
And you open at 9, so
Yeah.
I got up at 8:50.
Yeah, and had to be there.
Showered, brushed my didn't even really shower. Just threw on
Yep.
a hat,
And
brushed my
took off.
teeth, put on some deodorant.
And you got there at 9:05 because of the Lodge Freeway.
Exactly. I used to. Luke Simona had a store in Grosse Pointe, and mine was on French Road and Shoemaker. So we used to head down the Lodge and then down to 94. Luke takes his time. He drives in one lane, goes cruising. I'm doing 100 miles an hour, zig-zag. We get to work at the same time.
time.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. There's nothing, no benefit to
speeding. You may get to. You know how I realized that? Having apps like Waze.
Yeah.
When you start the ride out and it's telling you it's
Hold on. Don't give everybody that because then he's gonna cut into his business.
No,
It's okay.
Speed your asses off, man.
speed. But I'm just
Speed.
saying, like when you tend to look at the time frame, when it
Yeah,
tells
you're
you
right.
to be there at a certain time, and then you punched it and gunned it, and you're doing 5 to 10 over the whole time, and you're thinking, man, I'm gonna get there. You looked at your thing, you saved 2 minutes.
Yeah.
The whole trip, 2 minutes.
I don't know. I think it's about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That too.
Yeah, and you know how much stuff can happen in 10 minutes.
That's our attorney advising this, by the way, so you know. So here's another thing I'm going to lead into because things have changed dramatically in Michigan and across the country. We have had it here for a long time in Michigan that any smell of marijuana, anytime they want to say that as a police officer in Michigan,
Right.
it merits a search. Home, cars, mostly cars because whatever. I've had people be searched that never ever touched it in their life, but the officers had the ability to use that as an excuse. Now that things have changed, we're wrecked right now. Are you getting cases like that? What about people smoking in cars while they're driving? Now impairment. I mean,
Yes. So now,
give us a little insight on that.
As far as the marijuana goes, is officers are now giving impaired driving.
Okay.
Driving while intoxicated.
How they test?
So they're using cotton swabs. Now, there's a big discrepancy on these cotton swabs, but
Sure.
the problem is, and just like any type of situation, if the officer writes you the ticket,
Right.
now you have to fight the ticket.
Right.
No, of
So,
course.
as far as it goes on nanograms, and I'm sure a lot of people know about it. It all depends on what shows up. So
Sure.
now they do have a lot of things that test. And that these tests are all brand new. So it is going to be for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years.
And
Very,
consistency.
Yeah.
exactly.
So who pays for those tests?
Well, I mean, they are included in the court costs. And I mean, God forbid if you do get charged with something that involves driving under the influence and it's not alcohol.
Yep.
Where alcohol is kind of perfected in a way.
Right.
You do have a shot at a trial, but the
Okay.
problem is trials are a little bit more money.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And that's
And
when-
lengthy.
and that's when people, oh my God, I don't want to spend $10,000, just take a deal. And so it depends on every situation. Every situation is different. I've had one this last week. I'm watching videos and the whole police report, nothing shows up on the video that is in the police report. So that is something that is going to help
What
us.
shit is that?
And
Isn't that crazy?
You know, so
Just making up shit?
I mean, that's 1%
Right,
of police
of
reports
course.
and videos. So this guy, thank God he hired an attorney. Thank God he paid me what he paid me, and we got
Everything
good
dismissed.
video versus good police report.
Right.
That's a chance to dismiss the case, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
or get him something that isn't going to give him a probation or something along those lines.
Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about what you just said. You made a valid point. You said something that wasn't in the report. I'm sorry, something that was in the report but not on video. Well, let's talk about that. Things have changed now. Is this helping you as an attorney from 8 years ago to today? Body cams are now in place.
everything's
Yeah, everything's now
videotaped.
video. the eye in the sky. Is that helping you huge in a beneficial way, and does it also help in a negative way?
It helps in both ways. A lot of times when you get a client, they are innocent.
We all are. We never did anything wrong.
Until proven guilty.
Yes.
When they tell me, oh, I didn't say this or I didn't say that.
And then it's
now it's on the body cam.
Right.
So it definitely helps me out when I say, look,
Credibility.
I saw the body cam. I
here
reviewed
it
the
is.
video. Oh, yeah.
Let's watch this together. And, before you sit there and bother the prosecutor and say something that is going to get them mad at us and say, okay, no deal.
Plus, you have to keep your integrity, your reputation intact. Your credibility intact with the prosecutor, with the judge, with the system. If you're constantly just spewing out shit and they got video evidence against it, and your clients are pushing you to say one thing or the other, you got to sit your client down and say, hey, these are facts.
Exactly.
This is if I find a hole, I'll find a hole. If I find a loophole, I'll find a loophole.
We got to be realistic as clients
Absolutely.
too, right?
100%.
We have to admit some things that have to be our fault.
Well, a lot of situations is the trust that as an attorney I build with judges and prosecutors.
Exactly.
So let's say, God forbid, something happened and we go out of our way and say, you know what, Anthony made a mistake.
Yeah.
Give him a break. He's going to show us and show you and show the judge that this is something that's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
When you tell a prosecutor that, when you tell a judge that, hey, judge, Anthony realizes he messed up, and this is something that is not Anthony, depending on the trust that I built with that judge and prosecutor, it's going to go a lot smoother, or it's going to have some bumps in the road.
Yeah, that's what the benefit is of you having to done this so long,
Right.
Exactly.
and hiring somebody that's seasoned, instead of your little cousin that just got out of law school. That's going to charge you $200 or whatever.
Right.
I go on to this site right here, ticketfixpro.com, right? What's my first step? What am I doing after I got my ticket? Is there multiple steps depending on the extent of the ticket, or is it just based upon the ticket number? Then they load it up to you. Explain it to us.
What we request is you just take a picture. There, we ask about 6-7 questions on there, and then it asks for your name, your email address, and a phone number.
Okay.
It asks for how you want to be contacted. Depending on what you choose, you take a picture of the ticket. You can do it on your cell phone. You can upload it on your computer.
Cool.
Whatever's the easiest form for you. The second you hit upload, it's sent to our email.
Okay.
And we review it. We're pretty good about it. If you're sending one at 8 p.m. at night, we'll get back to you the next day.
Right.
Okay.
So that's for tickets. So where do people go if they want to
More
get
legal.
a hold of you for other services? And what other services do you provide?
Well, we have a number 833-TICKPRO. That's if you want to get directly a hold of us. And most people now call my cell phone.
Okay.
So, as an attorney, a lot of business is referral based. A lot of people will call me and text me, hey, Greg, can I give your number to this person?
Right.
This is what happened. And, most of that, it's cool. Call my cell phone. I'm there 24 hours a day. I literally, Saturday, Sunday. The only time I don't like to answer my phone is if I'm out drinking because I'll forget.
Yeah. Or if you're on your bikes.
That's true. If I'm on my Harley and I'll hit ignore and you'll get sent straight to voicemail. Don't call me twice.
Leave
please.
a message. Leave a message. Yeah.
What as you finished college, this was your first step? You wanted to just go be an attorney right off the bat, or is that what your main goal was, or was there some changes as you were going through college?
Well, I did take a year off after I finished college, and that definitely helped clear my mind. My father has a couple businesses. I was making some decent money working for him, and he basically told me, he's like, listen, son, go to law school.
Yeah.
Don't be a dummy. Don't get stuck here until 11 o'clock at night every single day of the week. I listened to him. It took a few years to pan out. This is my 8th year, and it's definitely, you can see it was a smart decision.
Who's your pops for the older viewers here that they can say, hi, Bert.
Greg Sheena.
Greg Sheena.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
And
So,
which Sheena? Which brothers are his?
his brothers are Ramel. He's a CPA. Ronnie, he's a muscle man.
Okay.
And my Uncle Ramos, he owns a couple companies, demolition company and walk-in cooler line. If you need walk-in coolers,
There you go.
call Ramos. I'm sure you already know about him.
Yeah.
But
And you guys, you have a few people that are attorneys in your family as well, too?
oh yeah, we
right?
have my cousin Marvin. We share office space together.
Oh, yeah.
Our office is in my Uncle Ramel's building.
That's Marvin
And
Karana?
Marvin Karana.
Nice.
He does tax resolution.
Marvin's actually helped me out with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
yeah?
you ever need any stuff, he's
man.
very. Yeah, I was gonna say, he's got a great story of his own from his personal experiences in life, and he's one hell of a guy too. So
He is one of
you
my
guys are a big
guys.
family. I
I-
see the way you guys connect as a family. It's great. We
Yes.
we resemble a lot of that, where we all kind of stay the first cousins and aunts, uncles. Everybody's close, and I see that from you guys as
We
well.
are close. Every Sunday we get together.
That's great.
You know,
So I hope Marvin's not mad about me sharing this, but he got me a $230,000 tax break
Wow.
a couple of years ago. Yeah.
And nothing wrong with sharing that, buddy.
no, nothing
No.
wrong with that.
Good
But
work,
make sure
Marv.
you mention my name
Yeah.
for the referral.
Yes, so that you get some benefit. So you get some benefit off of it.
Tell us about your motorcycles, man, or motorcycle.
Yeah, your hobbies, your fun stuff that you do.
I have a couple bikes, Harley Davidsons. I'm a toy person. My fiance says I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
I buy something if it's a car or a bike, and I just spend all my money
Go
on it.
all
Go for
out.
it.
I
Yeah.
literally.
Good.
So one of them was a night rod special. I've definitely turned it into my rear fender is a bat as the tail light.
Nice.
And it's definitely got a lot of
I've seen
little
your
options.
bikes. They're beautiful.
Yeah, you
Thank
guys
you,
ride
thank
pretty
you.
deep,
Work.
which is cool. That's a good thing. And you said you now have a fiance. Congratulations on that. You want
Congrats.
to give her a shout out?
Thank you. Hi, Natalie.
Awesome. Awesome wedding soon.
April 4th.
Awesome.
So
See
Natalie,
you guys there.
if you ever want to brag about the guy, it's he is the best dressed guest we've had so far.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. And just for the fans, because we all, if they ever hear us, we don't refer to you as Greg. You're Gigi to us.
Thank you.
So,
Where did Gigi come from?
Gigi came from 10th grade.
Oh yeah, okay.
St. Mary's Prep. It stands for Gorgeous Greg.
yes.
Nope.
That's
So-
where I went to, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, St. Mary's.
So that's why we get along.
Yes, sir, we do. Yes,
Who did
sir.
you go to? Who did you go to St. Mary's with? Who were some of the other dudes?
Avis Kaleshu,
Okay.
Eldon Yelda, Paulie Jonah. He's an attorney also.
Oh yeah,
Paulie,
Big
hell yeah.
Paulie. Yes.
Yes. Funny Paulie.
He's now at the Chaldean
Chamber
of
working with
Commerce.
Martin.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
I'm actually having lunch with him we're having lunch with him in an hour.
Today?
Yes.
Okay.
At Baco.
So
You
tell
guys
him
won't
I
see this
mentioned him.
before then. Yeah, of course. I will tell him today.
So yeah, we were like 8 Chaldean guys.
Nice.
You definitely become a brotherhood. When I started there,
Yeah.
I was like, man, I can't believe my parents sent me here.
Yeah.
I want to
All
see
boys
the
school.
girls.
Yeah.
Exactly. And looking back,
Yeah.
20 years,
Yeah.
15, 20 years, you say, man, thank God
That
See how
they
they
sent
did
you
that.
there.
See how things happen, Natalie?
Yeah.
That's right, Natalie.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, they happen. And for you young men that are now going to these schools now, it's different. When we were going there, we were probably 7 Chaldeans total in the whole school.
Yep.
You know, now you guys are dominating between Brother Rice and Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Keep it up. You guys are
It's
going to
deep. Stick together,
Yeah,
man.
stick together. You guys are preserving the Chaldean culture and growing with it too at the same time. But don't bail. There's nothing wrong with going to these Catholic schools and all that. It's what I grew up on,
Right.
man.
Yep.
Our Lady of
course.
Refuge for 8 years, and then St. Mary's after that. And it's like, you know, you tend to learn different, you know, when it comes to church and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But
big time.
Of course.
what is the future of Greg Sheena, Ticket Fix Pro, and the office that you are part of with Marvin? Where's the expansion? Do you need people? Are you hiring at this point in time if you want to?
Well, we do have 2 girls that work for us. A lot of times when
You want to give them a shout?
hey Cypria. And a lot of times when you hire an attorney, you want that person to be in court with you. And so it's kind of difficult to bring along another attorney. It's kind of better to have your scheduling done properly.
Sure.
So, for example, I try to tackle 3 to 4 courts a day, Monday through Friday. So that means 15 clients to 20 clients are taken care of on Monday through Friday. And, you know, a lot of clients you have to go back for more than once. And, you know, it's all part of getting the client what they want. And any attorney will do that if they're a good attorney. They will go back. You know, let's say, God forbid, you charge somebody just $200. Well, hey, we want them to do some community service to get a better deal. What are you going to do? Not do that? You have to. And that's part of one of my buddies said it best. He said, for an attorney, just hire somebody that you know is going to go to bat for you.
Yes.
A lot of times you don't. There's not a lot I can do.
Yep.
But just because I'm there, we might pull off 30 hours community service instead of 40 hours community service.
Right.
And I mean, at the end of the day, that's 10 hours. What is that worth to you?
Yep.
You know, and at the end of the day, that's my goal is whatever you pay me, you feel like you got your money's worth.
So when I was younger and I got in trouble, we were little wild kids, but we didn't do anything crazy or too serious.
Nothing.
We're lucky to be alive.
Yes.
But we didn't do anything
Nothing.
too serious.
Yeah, nothing.
But so when I got in trouble, when I was younger, I used to play like the victim. I was like, oh, why is this happening to me? Why did I? It used to be so agonizing, so stressful, so everything because I played the victim.
Of course.
If I would have just, which I did later, when I learned later, even though I didn't get in trouble later. When I got in trouble, I said, I did it. I'm going to own it. Whatever
Right.
they say, they're the bosses. I don't care who they are, what level in the courts they are.
Accept it.
If it's the receptionist just checking you in and she has an attitude, I treated her like she was the Queen of England because I did it. I took ownership of it, and I breezed through that whole program and all the everything just so quickly and so easily, and it was. I never played the victim after that. It's just don't do it. It's not. You're not the victim. You're the perpetrator.
Literally, and you know, once people realize that, like you just said, probation goes smoother.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The way that a judge treats you.
Yeah. Why is this happening to me? It's because you did
Right. You have
messed
to
up.
accept what
made a
you did.
mistake.
And you have to understand that they see these situations 500 times a day.
Right,
so
right.
they see you saying, oh, it wasn't my fault.
Right.
500 times. What do
Yeah.
you want them to
But
tell you?
have you ran into a situation where you knew adamantly as an attorney this person wasn't at fault? This person comfortably felt they knew they didn't. You had everything you felt like in your corner, and at the last minute, it just went sour, and everything you did just didn't happen. Have you ran into that, and how did you feel after? Like, because your name is behind that.
If they're in this situation and I believe that they didn't do it, I'm sorry. Chances are they didn't do it. And I don't think we've ever had a situation where it wasn't worked out fairly.
Okay.
When this person
Yeah.
was really not the bad person that he was made out to be.
Right.
And I mean, it happens. Everybody makes mistakes.
Those are few and far between, though.
Exactly.
Usually justice prevails.
Justice
Usually
always
justice
prevails. Yes,
Usually.
yes.
Yep. That's you just
I mean,
want to
you
see.
got people that go to jail from back in the day that are getting out 25 years later that DNA cleared them and shit like that. But that's
far in there.
today in these day and time. They get it right.
They get it right.
99.999% of the time.
Literally.
Well, it's tough though. Sometimes the law, I've seen it doesn't always work in the favor of the good guy. But at the end of the day,
Yeah, you define good guy.
Yeah.
What's
Right. I mean,
good guy.
like Anthony said, you follow their rules.
Yep.
It's gonna go smoother.
Sure.
It's sad to say, but sometimes everything happens for a reason, and
Yep.
it might be you might be in a better position by just following their rules.
Yeah.
that's good. And if people want to find you and locate you yourself, you're based out of Southfield,
Yes, 12 Mile and Telegraph.
so you're pretty central and local for everybody.
That
you
is
can be able
true.
to control both sides and have help for the Chaldeans on whether east or west.
How often do you hit Bagel Brothers?
Bagel Brothers, once every couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
Matthew and Johnny are,
Yeah,
are
boys.
excellent people.
Yes, sir.
Their food is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Aus? Aus has got his place
Yeah.
over
Oh,
there
it's
too.
nice one.
Mr.
too.
Kebab,
Yeah,
I just
Mr.
seen him
Kebab.
a couple days ago in
Oh
the
yeah,
parking lot.
that's what I like about him.
That-
He actually stays active in his businesses
does,
all
he
day
does.
throughout the day.
Yeah, yep, he really does. There's the wing snob too.
Yeah.
Brian Shunhia.
Yep. Isn't that crazy? On one corner.
That's
We
nice.
used to be Cloverleaf was the hottest thing on that corner.
Churchill's used to be there too.
It's still
It
the
did?
hottest
Yeah,
thing.
for-
Well, I'm saying Cloverleaf was like the OG. That
yeah.
corner, Chaldean owned.
I think we brought that up one time, another time on the show.
Man,
right?
man, we used to get the baddest burgers
Yeah.
that were ever over there in that
Yeah.
little corner. But
Literally.
then they completely just changed it around, and now you got 5 Chaldean-owned businesses on one corner.
Right, and that's my uncle.
Bar 7 too, is
Center
it?
also, Louis.
How about Bar
oh
7?
yeah, oh yeah,
Lucas,
yeah.
yeah.
Bar
That's right.
7's Chaldean owned too.
Yeah,
Yes.
George Sanawi still, or
I don't know, to
I
be
don't know if
honest.
it's George or not.
if it's George,
I don't know.
okay, yeah, but yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's almost 5, 6 plus the plaza being owned by it. So that's great. And mind you, that's if I'm not mistaken, it's either the busiest intersection we have in the state of Michigan or the most traffic accidents in Michigan. It's one or the other.
Probably both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably both. So
I think Orchard Lake and Maple was the
Or 12 Mile.
was the biggest accidents.
Accidents?
Yeah.
jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't like those. We'll stay away from those. But if you ever get into it, you know who to call. Gigi.
Yeah.
Yep,
If you
and
have
then I'll
to.
send you to Samalia.
Gigi got you.
There you go. Anybody you want to give a shout out to that we didn't mention or things that we didn't go over, you want to let the viewers know, whether it be your Instagram link, your Facebook, or how to just, keep things
Or you
cool.
wanna
And don't text and
your mom or
drive, too.
Yeah, thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything you have done. Ticket Fix Pro is very simple, ticketfixpro.com.
Yep.
A lot of information on the site. You can call us, you can text us, whatever you want to get a hold of us. We are excellent at getting back with you. We are excellent at taking care of you. And we do our best to, like I said, get you your money's worth. And you always will get that with us.
And most of the time, you can give them an idea of what it's going to cost
Of
beforehand,
course,
right?
of course.
Yep.
You
Yes.
mind giving the viewers, especially the younger generation, some influence? What kept you going through school and then getting you to this point in life? Or
And
what
a little
keeps,
advice
yeah,
to
a little
them, too.
advice, to start a business if they want to, like yours, if they ever wanted to get into it.
Listen to the people that are older than you. They know, even though they sound like they don't. Trust me, when you look back and you just listen, that's the main thing, is listen,
Yeah.
and then think about it in the future. You don't need to think about what they said today. Just listen.
Yeah, and have patience. I swear I just gave this one of my younger cousins that same exact advice through email. He was talking about his dad wants him to do this and this and this and this, and I said, well, listen to your dad then.
Yeah.
Right.
Your dad's right.
I was schooled by a woman at a U-Haul place 5 years ago. She really blasted my cousin, and I were standing bumping heads in front of her, arguing about size and this and that, and then she
Of
looked
the U-Haul?
of the U-Haul and all
Okay.
that. You don't know, and we're just back and forth, and she's looking at us like, what's wrong with these two?
Yeah.
So she stepped in and she said, boys. And I said, sorry, ma'am, I'm trying to school him and help him out. She said, who's older between you two?
Oh, shit.
And I said, I am. She said, listen, he ain't trying to be smarter. He's wiser. He's just had longer experience in life at things that you haven't had.
Exactly.
So we're not smarter. You and I are not smarter than one another. But you are older than me, and you've
Yeah.
schooled me on things that I wouldn't have thought or known. And same could go for us as a group of friends. We're all 8-9 years apart from one another. You hang with a lot of older gentlemen, too.
Of course. We all learn from our mistakes.
Yep.
And that's a lot of times the only time I preach
Yeah.
is when it was a mistake that I learned from, and I don't want to see
The younger do it.
somebody else to make that
Repeating the
mistake.
mistake, right.
Exactly.
Sometimes they're gonna repeat it anyway.
course.
Most of the time, they're gonna experience it, and experience is one of the best teachers ever.
It
Yes, it
is.
is.
It really is.
But
Yes,
listen
it
to your
is.
parents always.
Always.
Yes. As
But live your dreams too. Don't
Of course.
Don't live your dreams for them, but
Just don't make the same mistake twice.
exactly.
You know, if you made a mistake, learn from it. Don't do it twice. Otherwise, you're going to be
It's a penalty.
literally.
Yeah, that's why they have the habitual offender law.
Literally.
3-strike rule.
Literally.
I'm gonna
Bye.
I'm gonna steal Anthony's moment on this one. What does it mean, if you could tell the viewers, to be Chaldean?
What does it mean to you?
Yeah, what does it mean to you?
I mean, it is one of the greatest privileges that you could have. And, it's sad when Chaldeans get treated and right away get thought that they're Muslim, which we're not. We're Catholic, and we believe in Jesus. And, it's one thing that can't be touched. We are a community that, Obviously, there's always those people that don't get along with everybody.
Sure,
but we are a community that we stick together and we fight for each other and we battle for each other. I'm one firm believer that I would rather pay this Chaldean an extra $100 than pay that person down the street $100 less.
Sure.
And I'm, you support each other, you get a lot farther together.
Strength
definitely.
in numbers.
And you are a proud member of the Chaldean Chamber of Commerce?
I don't know. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I used to be.
Right.
I'm not going to lie.
Well, you will be after today.
After today, I'm
Yeah.
sure
My
my
man.
$200 donation is coming.
There you go, my man. I think you are. I think you are.
I don't know.
Probably
I
Marv.
think you already are.
I know I paid for it a couple times, but
Yeah.
I don't remember. To
I'm
be
pretty
honest.
sure you are. I've seen your name out there.
Okay.
Or I wouldn't have brought it up.
Thank you.
Yep.
You. I don't handle the bills anymore.
Right.
Thank
Well,
God.
That's a good thing.
Now,
God.
you made it. That's when you know you made it. When you don't
Said
handle the
phone
bills.
bill about 2 G's flat.
You
No
know?
need to worry. My account handles that.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
it.
Thank God.
Yep.
And when your accountant is your uncle,
It's even better.
you're on top of him, walk downstairs, hand him the paperwork. Hey,
There you
guys, I
go.
got to go. What's that?
There you go.
That's how
There
you do it.
Awesome. And
Anyone
if-
else?
Yeah.
Anything else that we might have forgot?
I don't think so. You guys are the best,
Cool.
man. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having
Awesome.
me.
Thanks for coming
sure.
on, man.
Well, I mean, this was a
Thanks
pretty
for sharing
fun.
a lot of the
Yeah.
a lot of
Anytime, man.
advice.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And we gotta
we
do
didn't
this.
forget one thing.
Right.
We
Yep.
didn't forget one thing.
Junior's going to tell you to go subscribe to the
so
channel.
Subscribe on YouTube with Keeping Up with the Chaldeans. It's good. It's free.
Click likes.
Click the likes. Help share us. Get out there.
Check us out on iTunes
Yeah,
and Spotify.
iTunes.
So if you can't
Yep.
watch it, you can listen to it.
Yep. You got all those avenues to be able to get to us and view everything that we're doing. Again, it's really support. That's what we're doing, whether it be for Greg or anybody else, so that you guys can keep up the community strength.
Yep.
So again, check us out.
And you'll learn something.
Yeah.
Just like you did today. If your CPL's expired, like you might have noticed, I was checking mine to see when it expired. I didn't want to be
Smart man.
behind
You don't want-
bars for 2 years.
Or if you don't know your rights,
Yeah,
you got a
if you don't know
Gigi
your rights.
Sheena
There you go.
in your neighborhood now.
Give
Give
them
me
up.
a call. It's free to ask a question.
There you go.
There you
Don't
go.
be shy.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, it
Thanks,
was great
guys.
having you, buddy. Thanks
Thank
everybody.
you, guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.